Test, 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 test. Okay, we've got it figured out now. We have it figured out. I need to get this over here. How is everyone today? Folks, we had very interesting night last night. I wonder if Charlie is going to join us today. Sorry, but I'm running late again. I'm hoping tomorrow to have everything back up and on time. Test, 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 test. Let's see here. We need to go over here, get to this. There is that. Let me check and make sure that old live stream had been ended. Yes, we are good. Okay. How is everyone today? Can I get a 5x5 in chat over here on Rumble and YouTube to make sure everything is good? Okay, that isn't working for some reason. Delete this message, it's okay. Let me get to this. Do 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 do. Okay, why isn't my... There we go. Page 2. Okay. We should be good there. Pin this message. Let me get the Yubu pulled up here a second. Okay. Switch account. We want that account. Give me just a second, folks. Let me get all this squared away here. Can I get a 5x5 in chat, folks, on Rumble and YouTube to make sure everything is working right? Is nobody going to give me a 5x5 in chat? I know you all can hear me. No 5x5 in chat then? Alright, whatever. Well, folks, what is your all's thoughts? Okay, thank you, Spotty. For the other 8 of you that's between YouTube and Rumble, I don't understand how hard it is to put a 5x5 in chat for me. But thank you, Spotty. What is your all's thoughts on what happened in Poland last night? Let me see if I can get... I just texted Charlie. Hang on a minute, let me call Charlie just a second. Well, it looks like Charlie's phone's dead. Oh, there we go. No answer from Charlie. Okay. Putting his test in response. Yep. I agree with you completely, Bear Spotty. Um, do you know that the air raid sirens didn't even go off until after the missile had hit and exploded? Imagine that. Imagine that. And I was trying to search last night for a channel, a European news channel, that was covering this. And the only channel that I found that was covering this was a little small Polish news channel. Elder, it's probing, is what it is. They're probing NATO's air defense capabilities. Air raid didn't even go off until after this thing had done hit the ground and exploded. They couldn't get to it fast enough with F-16s to shoot it down. They're testing responses and testing the air defense capabilities. Because Russia is fixing to invade at least the Baltics, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. Yeah, he's pleaded, depleted, but Spotty, we are too. We're almost out of air defense missiles. We're not even able to. We had an attack today on the Muwaffaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. Well, doesn't look like we even tried to intercept anything. Doesn't even look like we tried to intercept anything. Hey, Mariah. Welcome in. Still waiting on you to see you in Discord and Coffee Club there. But yep. Russia's testing the waters still. Before what I read earlier, the missile had done hit 6 minutes before F-16s could get anywhere close to where the missile was. CENTCOM is denying the damage at the Muwaffaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. Whatever you ever pronounce that air base. They're saying that, let me read this to you. Here's what CENTCOM is saying. RGC claims 3 fighters and 3 other aircraft were destroyed during a recent Iranian attack on American airbase. Here's what CENTCOM says. No U.S. aircraft were destroyed or damaged in recent attempted Iranian attack. All missiles and drones was intercepted or failed to reach targeted areas. Well, folks, we got a little slight issue with that. There's a little small issue here. I've got satellite pictures that say elsewise. As you can see right here on this satellite picture that I'm showing you, the little arrows point. So, CENTCOM is lying again, and my internet's all screwed up. Goodness gracious. My internet's screwed up, folks. Bear with me a minute until it stabilizes. Okay, it looks like we've stabilized back out. I don't know why it wants to do this. Well, I do know why. Spectrum is too lazy and too cheap to come around and actually fix the issues in the lines. My internet has 250 decibels of noise in it coming into the house. They had to take a splitter that reduces decibel and put in the line in order to get it to even work. We've got it's negative 30 decibels is what they had to splitter they had to put on it to even get it to work. But yeah, also Mary Mariah. I was just checking in on you. But yeah, we've caught CENTCOM flibbing to us again. Well, yep, there is the damage at the airbase. Them areas there is where some hangars are. So, this one right here is a hangar. Sorry about my loud microphone. Let me fix that. I thought Charlie had joined us, but I guess not. But yep, this one down here at the bottom right here is a hit on our hangar. This one up here looks to be, it's clipped the corner of the hangar. There's a hangar, and there's a hangar. So, Don't know if they're F-35s or what. There's really no way to tell what type of aircraft they are. But they're definitely some type of fighter. Alright. What I wanted to get into with you here a minute. I've talked about this on and off for about 6 years now. Buckle up. Told you this was coming. It would happen to the USA next. The global economy is going into a Great Depression that will dwarf the 1930s. And it will be global. Japan's stock market is down now 44% in 40 days. Remember that number right there. 40 days. In 2008, it took it 371 days to go down 57%. During the cough, it took it 784 days to go down 44%. So we're now down 44%. The same amount down the cough in only 40 days versus 784 days. This drop that the Japanese markets are seeing has never been seen before in history. Now, this is the Japanese 10-year bond. It has went from 2.75% to 4% in 30 days. And there's my internet again. But sorry, had to type. Yep, there's not much time left. There it goes again. I'm sorry about my crappy internet, folks. But yeah, we're fixing to see major issues. Now, most of this was brought in due to the wild tariffs that you know who has implemented, and the war in Iran is a major catalyst to this. It has disrupted the entire global economic system due to the blockade of ships and goods coming out of the area. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Yes, Spotty. He's all set up to go. He's waiting on the right moment. I'm talking about Iran. Not Iran, but Russia. On Europe. There's a reason why Russia is coming across the bottom of the screen right now. Remodeled or built 94 bases along the borders with Europe. And they are stocking them, some of them, with tactical nuclear weapons. The defense minister of Germany says the global conflict is about to start soon. Battles will break out across Europe. No, they're not going to bring in Article 5. Now, when Russia does attack the Baltics, Article 5 will more than likely be implemented. But NATO's not going to implement Article 5 over one missile. And Putin knows this. That's why he keeps doing this with drones and missiles. One here, one there, one over here. And the main reason why he's doing it is he's testing the air defense capabilities of Europe. And from what I can recall off the top of my head, we have never shot down a Russian drone or missile that has went into NATO territory. They've all made impact or crashed somewhere. Alright. Trump has exploded and lost his temper during a security meeting, shouting and cursing out of frustration over the military options presented to him and the lack of progress towards a deal with Iran. Ah, there it is. Lack of progress towards a deal with Iran. Do you know the Iranian, I think it was a foreign minister, posted photos of his call history on his phone where Marco Rubio has called him repeatedly over and over and over and over and over. This big thing about Iran is begging to make a deal is utterly bullshit. Yeah, I said it. It's utter bullshit. Okay, on with this. A U.S. official adds, after all this time, there is no unity inside the administration, which is facing a strategic defeat without clear policy guidance or a decision about where this war is going. An ally close to Trump adds the president is exasperated, and there was not a real strategy for how long or what they should do with this war. Ah, we got two mats in my house. Trump administration has announced now that diamonds will be exempt from tariffs. In China, the world's largest diamond cutting town is underwater, by the way. It's completely flooded out. It's where a majority of the world's diamonds are cut and polished. Saudi Arabia has launched multiple airstrikes on the capital of Yemen. The Houthi leader warned shortly before the indications reveal the Saudis are heading towards full escalation. We will meet their full escalation with full escalation back. Now, what I'm going to show you here on screen is how the Russian-backed militias in Iraq conceal their missile launchers. Look, they're putting them in semi-trailers. That's an awesome way to conceal it, folks. Awesome way. And if these get attacked, well, they ain't lost much. Very cheap systems here that they're using. Very cheap systems. There is the attacks in Santa Ana, the capital of Yemen. Okay, I've got another little bit better satellite photo here of some more of a damage on the other, looks to be the other end of Salti Air Base in Jordan. We got a large scorch mark near aircraft maintenance hangar. And that goes along with what Iran claims that it has hit. See, Iran claimed that it hit hangars, the deployment ramp, and maintenance hangars. So that goes right along. The satellite pictures are going along with this. So that makes sense. Now, what I've got on screen right here is thank you for AMK Mapping. I want to give a shout out. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you need to check him out. This is the flight path of the missile that flew into Poland last night. This is Ukraine. This is Poland. The line is the border. There's where it flew in and crashed. Folks, that's a pretty good ways. That's around 95 kilometers in Poland. Now, here is the crater. See this big crater right here? This is the crater. Again, this is from AMK Mapping. Awesome, awesome, awesome person to go follow. Go follow him. Go buy him a coffee. But, yep, there is the crater. Now, I was watching a video earlier. I don't know where it's at. We'll have to find it here. But I had a video. There went my internet again. I am sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. If you don't follow me on Twitter, go over and follow me on Twitter. What are you waiting on if you don't follow me on Twitter? Go over here. I'm going to post you a link. There it goes again. Goodness gracious. I think we're back now. I'm sorry about Spectrum and their shitty internet. Just bear with me, folks. Sorry about the buffering and stuff. Aye. Let me go profile. No, I want to go over here. Alright, let's see here. What else we've got? And also, FYI YouTube, we have talked, just a little FYI to the YouTube here. We have talked about everything in the title of this video. We have talked about the Russian missile that has hit Poland. We have talked about Iran attacking the airbase. So this title and this video is not spam. I figured out last night what they've done. I figured out last night what they done to us. They're going around and trying to say the titles to the videos that I was putting out did not match the videos, but they did. Everything that we had as titles to videos in the other channel that they took down because they said it was spam. We talked about that in the videos. Just a little FY YouTube. The title, we have spoke on everything that is in the title. So, pee off with your BS. Alright, what I want to talk about next here, I just shared it. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about I want to talk about this. And how does that song go? It was by Toby Keith. Yeah, of course, you boob. That's how they do us. It's how they keep reviews low. Time. That's how they keep reviews low. That's why you should be in our Discord. Go to that link that is pinned in chat. Become a member. $5 a month. And we send out all calls. You would have got this link to this YouTube video. You would have got the link to the Rumble video at 1:10 p.m., which would have been about 30 minutes ago. You would also been notified last night at 1:13 a.m. when the Russian missiles hit Poland. Now, this is... I'm going to let my little helper here help. I'm just going to... I want to talk about it. You see these two lines on this chart? This is what they call a resistance line. This is your lower resistance, and this is your higher. This is your high resistance. Why isn't my mouse showing up? Yeah, it is. This is your high resistance, and this is your low resistance. You notice how it comes in there and bounces out. Bounces up and down in this. Now, when this breaks out, down or up, it'll start a new resistance trend. It has went up there and it has bounced off and went back down again. There is only so long that it can keep doing this, or it's going to get too cheap. And from what my studies of this and years of making graphs, looking at graphs, I'm gonna about bet whenever it touches it right in here, it's gonna break out upwards. And there's where it's gonna go to, $120 a barrel. Importance of oil staying under $92 level is extremely critical. That's the reason why they are artificially messing with the oil markets. Well, they're doing it to the entire stock market too, but they're mostly doing it to the oil markets to try to keep oil from skyrocketing. And how you know that it's being artificially manipulated? We've had major attacks on ports in Saudi Arabia, and oil went down. That's how you know. It's completely disconnected from everything happening. A break above a 92 level sets a target at 120 based on the measure move. At 120, this is the reason why they're artificially manipulating the markets right here. At $120, we would see a severe worsening of our current inflation struggles. Yes, inflation is back. Nobody's talking about it, but we are having major issues with inflation again. There's only one problem. There's not much they can do about it this time because bonds are already skyrocketing. There's really no way to control it. Without sending the entire world into a Great Depression. We are already heading towards a Great Depression. If you look what's happening in South Korea and Japan right now. That's the two economies where it always starts at. And then it will spread to the rest of the world. But a spike to $120 would reignite inflationary march towards 5% inflation. This is going to implode bonds, force the Federal Reserve's hand, and nuke equities. Even without this specific issue at hand, our current economic troubles are not going away anytime soon, and they are significant. Modern economies needs a deep recession, and it's going to turn into a deep depression, unlike the world has ever seen. It's going to make the 1930s look like a walk in the park. Moving forward, the only winners in this dire situation would be precious metals, folks. So, but that's the reason why I bought a bunch back in 2020. I saw this coming. Alright, I'm going to show you an aerial view from the helicopter that was flying around of the missile crater. And there it is. I am going to move us back to this. Now, crude oil option traders. Big S is one sentiment away from a fan. Crude oil future traders. Everything is still fine. Diesel traders needs to run for the hills. Now, folks, what I'm fixing to share and show you should scare the shit out of you. Look at this. Heat and all, $190. I'm thinking that's a barrel. It's $4.23 a gallon. And do you know what we've got around the corner? Wintertime! And what does a boatload of people in the U.S. use for heat in the wintertime? Heat and oil. It's going to be so expensive that, especially these poor families, the poor families are still using these old heat and oil systems because they can't afford to upgrade everything. And all this is going to do is have a major, major hardship on these poor people. Yep. $5.30 per gallon in Mexico, but we pay in liters. Yep. It would not surprise me, especially with our strategic oil reserve now at levels never seen before. The last time it was this low was when we was filling it up. And Trump just released another 5.9 million barrels from it. Folks, we're almost out of interceptors, missile interceptors. Our strategic oil reserve is almost dry. The economy is in the shitter. Winter is coming. Fuel oil prices are skyrocketing. I don't see how this ends good. Taiwan, China is licking its chops right now on Taiwan. And Russia is licking its chops on the Baltics. They want to connect Kaliningrad to Mother Russia. Putin is in that cage, and he's in the corner. We're fixing to see him lash out, majorly. What we saw last night in Poland was another probe incident. Testing the waters. Now, the BRICS set this trap with Iran. It was a giant trap. And the U.S. has walked right into that giant trap. The BRICS countries knew once this war started, the oil flow to the West would be cut off. The U.S. would be forced to expel most of its interceptor stocks, if not all of it. It will tie our hands up in the Middle East. Put hours and hours and hours of flight time, well, hundreds of hours of flight time on our aircraft frames. It will preoccupy most of our Navy. Now, I forget which aircraft carrier. It's the one that had the toilet issues and the fire in it. It's import and maintenance, and it's going to take about 8 to 9 months, they're saying, to be repaired and cost millions and millions of dollars. And the BRICS also knew that this war of Iran would completely crash. It will strain the economy in the Western Hemisphere to the point to where we're going to see major inflation start back and possibly an economic crash. Now, the economic crash looks to have started. We're breaking all records with the crash of the stock market crash in Japan and South Korea. Now, but Japan has lost 44%. It's down 44% in 40 days. But last time it went down 44% was during Muwaffaq, and it took over 700 days. Now, it went down like 57% during the 2008 global financial crisis, and it took almost 400 days to do that. We are down already 44% in 40, yes, 40 days. Now, China is getting ready to supply 400 man-pads, that is shoulder-launched air defense missiles, Stingers, to Iran. See, Trump made a big post the other day that, oh, China promised me that they would not supply or help Iran. Well, guess what? China is supplying targeting data to Iran. Russia is supplying targeting data to Iran. Russia is supplying equipment to Iran. Ukraine just blew up one of the ships that was carrying the equipment back and forth. I think it was in the Caspian Sea, if I'm not mistaken. And now China is fixing to supply Iran with a bunch of air defense missiles. Now, what I'm fixing to show you right here is a fully assembled Chinese FK-200 short-range air defense system in desert camouflage that was being transported on a highway in the mountainous region of China. This move strongly suggests a fresh export order for a Middle Eastern customer, aka Iran. So Iran is fixing to get some of her goodies from China, looks like. And there it is. They've got it tarped to try to conceal what it is. But, well, folks, we all know what it is. So, there you have it. I'm going to move this back over to here. I think you all can see that okay. I'll blow it up just a little bit here. There. That will help you a little bit. But there is photos of it. We've got insane footage from the Moroccan border with Spain. Thousands of migrants are gathering at the border. They're fixing to flood over the border. And I'll show you a little video of that. Now, here is the video of all these migrants. Thousands of them, folks. Look at that. Absolutely just as far as the eye can see down through there. They're fixing to storm the Spanish border. Now, there's one little thing that I want to point out here. Can anybody identify and tell me? Look at these people. They're young, able-bodied men. Young, able-bodied men. This is your foreign militaries, folks. That's what they've done to our southern border, too. Tens of thousands of Chinese military-aged men have came over our southern border, along with tens of thousands of military-age Middle Eastern men came over our border. And there was a bunch of Russian military age men. Now, China was financing a lot of these men to come over here. By the way, and would not surprise me if some foreign government isn't financing these people that's in this video to do what they're doing right now. If you know what I mean. These are your sleeper army. So just sit there and think about that a little bit. We've got major flooding in Teaplu, Philippines. There's a bus, video of a bus here driving down the city streets, and the water is a foot up in the bus. I'll show this to you. Now here is a little video of this bus. Look at that, folks. Up the water. Now, this is what majority of eastern China looks like right now. I would love to know, and if anybody knows, or anybody wants to dig into this for me, I want to know how many crops have been lost in eastern China. There's got to be a way to figure this out. And I'm going to go ahead and come out on a limb and say here that it's going to be staggering at the amount of crop loss in China. See, China knew this was coming. They have stockpiled ungodly amounts of food. Over the last years. Also, the U.S. economy growth, we're going to move on here, is slowing down. U.S. second quarter GDP came in at 1.5%. That's 0.6% below expectations. We was expecting 2.1%. The U.S. economy growth is slowing down. Qatar has sent its first shipments of LNG through the Strait of Hormuz. Guess what? Qatar is paying tolls to Iran. So, yep, Qatar is now paying the tolls to Iran. That way they can get some liquid natural gas through the Strait of Hormuz. Because global energy needs to be moving.
1-year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech.
Oh, Trump. Wow.
Made it 1-year penalty.
Folks, I'm fixing to show you something very, very interesting. Now, listen to this.
1-year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because we've made
Trump, we took the freedom of speech
1-year
away.
penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because
I'm at a loss for words here. We took the freedom of speech away.
Year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because we.
Interesting. He lets stuff slip by accident. Also, Spain has just declared an emergency in the Spanish city of Ceuta. Something like that. After tens of thousands of migrants have broke in from Morocco. I'll show you a little video of this. I'm hoping you don't hit this, but folks, as you can see, the video I'm showing and what I'm doing, there is commentary over it. So, technically, we're good. So, YouTube, I'm putting commentary over the videos that I'm showing to you. Because my followers need to see this stuff. This is the video out of the border area in Spain. They have broke through the border, folks. The migrants have broke through. Tens of thousands of them. It is as far as the eye can see on the Morocco side. It is being reported that Spain, Pedro Sanchez, or whatever his name is refusing to deploy the military to defend the borders. Alright, folks, we're going to go for about another 30 minutes. We've been live for an hour. Yeah, about another 30 minutes. Because I have to go do a little work for somebody. Alright, I'm going to get back off of this video. But, yep, there is, what I just showed you is Spain. Down by the border with Morocco. China is choking the waterways. In 2021, China passed a law that gave its Coast Guard the right to stop, inspect, board, and use force against ships in waters it considers its own. This threatens the U.S.-led Free Maritime Travel Initiative that allows ships free access in public waterways. All boats are in danger. So anything going to Taiwan is in danger of being seized. Levelet has had a little photo opt, and she's messed up bad. The newspaper she was holding had a political cartoon by Pat Oppenhat depicting Trump as who was in Germany back in the 40s, 30s, and 40s. I'll post a link to this if you all want to check it out. I can't show it on this platform over here on my U-books. Yeah, she's really goofed up on that one. A federal judge has thrown out the FBI's director's lawsuit against a blogger who called him a goofy-eyed KREMLINBITCH. Kash Patel loses lawsuit against man who called him names. Freedom of speech, folks. Freedom of speech. He sued somebody because they called him a name. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't make it up. It's just amazing. Trump is frustrated on Iran as top national security officials can't agree on a strategy. Trump erupted at some of his top officials during a recent meeting. Experts warned from the start, folks, and I did too, that we was going to be boxed into an impossible position where there's no realistic path to victory without sending in troops. You remember me saying that? Some of y'all wasn't here. But I said this isn't going to end good for us. You can't just keep throwing stuff from the air and think it's going to do something. This will not change until the entire leadership of Iran is done something with. We've hit all these assets they've got here on the surface. 5 hours later, they're going to have all them assets back out again. They have got an almost limitless supply of this stuff, hidden deep down to where none of our bunker busters can touch it. This isn't going to end good. And this will not end unless we put troops on the ground. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we are in an impossible situation here. Iran is not going to open the Strait of Hormuz back up. Period. End of story. Unless the leadership is changed in Iran. We have backed ourselves into a corner here. We're going to have to put troops on the ground. And it's going to be a staggering amount of troops, too. Because Iran has a pretty strong army. Ground forces, anyway. I think they've got a standing army of about 750,000. Yep, and the terrain, Lulu, like you're saying, the terrain over there makes it almost impossible to invade. It's a giant fortress. They've got gobs of stuff up in these little crevices in these mountains, folks, on any route into this place. It's going to be a disaster. Oh, goodness gracious. The U.S. has just announced that Trump administration has just announced they have banned Roomba's and other robot vacuums from being sold in the country. So, well, you can't have your robot vacuum cleaners no more, folks. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi people attacked Saudi Arabia this week. Of course, we know that from Iraq territory in coordination with Iraqi armed groups. Now, this is going to be a issue for Saudi, as these groups seem to be going to cooperate with each other and coordinate their attacks. Exactly, Lulu. But yeah, we're gonna have big issues, and this isn't going to end anytime soon. Don't believe what they're telling you. There is no way. There's no exit to this unless we just pack up our bags and leave. But the strait is not going to be opened back up. The Strait of Hormuz, and more than likely the Bab and Madrid Strait is not going to be opened back up either. There's going to be a toll imposed from now on, unless the leaderships in Iran is changed and the Houthis in Yemen are got rid of, should I say. There's no other way to it. Now, we're almost out of missile interceptors, and I don't know what we're going to do when we finish running out of our interceptors to protect our bases and our troops. We can't make them fast enough to resupply right now in any what's the word I'm looking for? Any I will say any good amount of time. We make about one a day. Yep, we're having issues. Okay, we've got an elevated threat of tornadoes for Saturday, August 1st. Over Kentucky. I'm going to show you this. But yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do, folks. Don't really know what we're going to do with Iran. There is a little. Here's the map. Up there around Lexington, Kentucky is pretty high threat. Pretty high threat. Yep. This GSM, Spotty, we're going to see more and more and more and more of these tornadoes. And the alley, an area where these tornadoes are going to be, is moving east. That collides with our jet stream changes because of the sun's magnetic fields going out of phase. So yeah, I'm going to be right in the middle of Tornado Alley. Oh Lord, Alex Jones has came out and attacked Laura Loomer, saying that so now the Azov platoon is not NAZI. This reminds me of the Canadian Parliament giving a standing ovation to an SS officer who oversaw you blah 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 blah. And Laura Loomer has fired back at him and said, "How can you criticize me for meeting with the founder of Azov when you had a Russian mercenary and warlord, Victor Bout, on your show where you slobbered all over you know what?" He was found guilty in 2011 in a U.S. court of conspiracy to you know what Americans, conspiracy to you know what Americans, acquiring to export anti-aircraft missiles, and aiding a terrorist organization. Good job, Laura. Fire right back at him there. These people will learn. Loomer has solved a lot, and hopefully she can lead the others to the light. Goodness gracious. In a Russian attack last night in the Carverhad region, 2 children, 5 and 12, and 4 adults, you know what. This wasn't a military you know what, it was a family's home. Goodness gracious. Well, SpaceX is taking aggressive measures now to ensure there is no China influence on its operations or supply chains to safeguard the production of technologies critical to national security. Well, SpaceX knows what's coming. That's why, and all of these billionaires and leaders know what's coming. That's why they're building bunkers on islands down around the Bahamas, in Hawaii, and throughout the U.S. Why does the founder of Facebook need a major bunker complex? I can't remember his name, but he's got a major bunker complex that he's built. Why does all these billionaires need these major bunkers on islands? They know what's coming. They know about the GSM. They know what Russia and China is fixing to do. You need to watch what these people are doing, folks. And do to the best of your capabilities what these people are doing. That's a little word of advice for today. Yeah, Retro, that's the only way to do it. It's the only way to accomplish anything over in Iran. But it's going to be a very, very, very hard invasion if we have to do it. Because the mountains over there into these places are a fortress. 10 times worse than Iraq. Well, 100 times worse. Here is some more satellite pictures of the air base over in Jordan. I'm going to show them to you all. The damage is greater than what the damage to. Well, no, this is not the airbase. This is the refinery, the Abba, whatever refinery in Saudi Arabia. I was thinking this was the airbase for some reason. Appear to be greater than just the compression tanks. Multiple areas, scars and damage. The facility will likely be offline for a while, folks. Do you know that this facility, can anybody tell me what the global supply of fuel this facility makes? Can anybody tell me the global oil supply from this facility? Yep, Spotty. The T Kids bought an island recently with bunkers already. Yeah, it's got miles and miles and miles of tunnels. It's even got an underground movie theater. Why do they need this? Because they know what's coming. Retro, there's no other way. It's going to have to be done. If we want the straits open back up, it has to be done. Retro, I'm going to go back over something I talked about in a minute. But can anybody tell me how much this facility that I've got and showing right now in Saudi Arabia accounts of global oil supply? Anybody? Come on, folks. Throw some numbers out for me. How much percentage of global oil supply does this facility account for? No, that's a little much there, Spotty. All right. 5 to 7% of global oil supply. Yep, beast, you got it, 5%. 5 to 7. And it stabilizes about half of Saudi Arabia's daily production. Its 7 million barrel per day capacity is widely cited, including by the U.S., as about 7% of global crude oil production capacity. So that just got took offline. Trump says he will respect Joe Biden's pardon of Dr. Fauci and will no longer challenge its validity.
They say it's literally the most powerful thing a president has. Now, whether or not I sign my things directly, always, almost everything I sign directly. You witness to many of them. He signed very few. The only thing I know that he signed was Hunter Biden's part, but I'm not sure that he signed. He probably didn't sign this one. So I can't tell you what the law is. I've heard that you have to have a lot of proof. You need to have letters. You need to have all sorts of things that the person operating the auto pen has to know exactly what it's all about.
But yep, he will no longer challenge its no longer challenge Joe Biden's pardon of Dr. Fauci. Goodness gracious, folks. He ran on prosecuting all these people. And he turns around and is doing nothing about it. Like George Carlin said, it's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over, you know what, with it all day long. When they tell you what to believe all day long. Their media telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. It's a big club, and we're not in it. Here you go. Hot and dry. Orlando, as this is what I was saying, about 50 miles up in Kentucky and down. It's going to dry up. 50 miles up in Kentucky and up, it's going to become very wet. Hot and dry in Orlando. It's quietly having the year of weather, one of the driest and hottest at the same time. More than a foot of rain below average. It's 14 inches below average on rainfall. Orlando, Florida is. Now, and Nora Bargum, which is a senior meteorologist for Fox 35, is also saying that's probably setting up to be evened out via wintertime storms and rains. No, it's not going to be evened out. It's going to stay dry. I'm way below normal on rainfall. Way below. Iranian hackers was likely behind a cyber attack this week on dozens of Minnesota water systems, investigators say. The cyber attacks have started, folks. Yep. We are getting started with the cyber attacks. Just wait until they hit our power grid. They're in our power grid. And they can shut our power grid off in a push of a button. They don't have to have sleeper cells to attack the 9 or 6 substations, whatever it is. Yes, you take out, I think it's 6 substations in the U.S. 6 of the major substations. You take down the entire U.S. grid. And it can be done with a wireless hole puncher from a distance. And there is nobody alive right now that knows how to do a dark restart of the grid. You have to do it in stages. You got to have power to restart the grid. The Bank of Japan might have intervened in the currency market. U.S. dollar / Japan dollar pair dropped from 163.6 to 159.5 in the last 6 hours, a 2.5% move. This type of move doesn't happen without central bank intervention. The BOJ, Bank of Japan, makes its rate decisions tomorrow. If the drop is real intervention, it means officials are moving before the decision to avoid a much bigger yen sell-off. Tomorrow's outcome disappoints markets. Back to speaking on the Russian missile that has went 100 kilometers into Poland last night. As I was saying, this is just somebody's opinion here. First, it was a few accidental drones into NATO. NATO did nothing. Then it was a few accidental missiles into NATO. NATO done nothing. Soon it will be direct military action against Europe, Eastern Europe, and NATO will again do nothing. Watch and see. If NATO does not chicken out when Russia invades the Baltics. And they're going to invade the Baltics this fall. Alright, folks, we're going to wrap this up. Does anybody have any questions? Ask me some questions right now. We're going to do a couple minutes of Q&A. Anybody got any questions? No, microphone's good. The best prepped item is Food. Food, folks. Food. You need to have at least 6 months of food per person. Seeds to grow food. And remember this: 1 is 0, 2 is 1, and 3 is 2. That is your rule of thumb on tools, aka hoes, rakes, shovels, stuff like that. 1 is 0, 3 is 2, and 1 is 0, 2 is 1, 3 is 2. Because stuff's going to break. You will break the handles. You will break pieces of it. Yep, Tony, that's a good one. Pasta, rice, and plenty of canned spam. Canning supplies. Mason jars. Pressure canners. For salt. Salt is cheap. Having 30 or 40 pounds of salt is a good thing. You can get the little 1 pound containers that's, the little round containers that's got the little spout on them. They're less than $1 a thing. Go out and buy 30 of them. Put them on a shelf somewhere. Just make sure you store it in a dry area. Pitch them in your closet. Up on the top of the rack in the closet. 1 row of them in the back in each closet. They don't take up much space. Another little thing, but I do. I take the big mason jars. I've got a mason jar vacuum sealer. It sucks the air out of mason jars. I put pasta in them. I put spaghetti in them. And I throw a oxygen absorber in it. And then I vacuum seal the jar. That will keep for 20 years. Yes, bleach has a lot of a lot of uses. Yep, shoes. Shoes, get you a couple pairs of shoes and put back. Socks is a big one. Go out and buy you 6 or 7 packs of socks and stick up. Where's Charlie at? I don't see Charlie talking. Well, Rebecca is replying back to Charlie, and I do not see Charlie. Is Charlie in chat? Because he is not showing on my chat. Oh, okay. He's talking to me. Yep. Well, Tony, that 1 year is critical. That 1 year will let you upscale all your stuff to be able to sustain yourself from then on. And folks, if you do not have a huge box of seeds, what are you doing? Go to your local farm shops in the fall. In the fall. And they're big bags of seed of corn and beans and stuff will be on sale for a little bit of nothing. I've got a Southern States here close, and you can go and buy this stuff for $2 or $3 a pack. A pound pack of corn for like $2. A pound pack of beans for like $1. Go out and buy you 30, 40, $50 worth of this stuff. Cucumbers is a good one to have. A lot of cucumber seed. Okra seed. Now, you can feed an army off of okra, turnips, potatoes. You can't really get potato seed, but what you can do is you can grow potatoes and store them in a cool place. The potatoes I've got right now, I have not bought potato seed in 6 years. And I've got to get my potatoes dug and put up. Got to get my little excavator going here. Also, if you all don't follow the RC channel, go over and follow it. I'm going to drop you a link to the RC channel. We are getting ready to start some live streams over there on the RC channel. Go over here and give this channel right here, but I'm dropping a link into chat, a follow. And come over when we go live. Go over and watch our videos. Go through and watch them all the way through on that channel. Like, share, and leave a comment. Create you a playlist, folks. And when you go to bed tonight, turn your volume down low on your computer. Don't turn it all the way off. Throw that playlist up and let it play for me. Please. I use mostly compost. Potatoes don't need much nitrogen. They need a lot of potassium and what is the other one? Potash. Phosphorus. I tell you what works really good. Go out, pile up a bunch of limbs, burn them. Take that ash and put in where you're doing your potatoes. Go out in the fall time, gather up all of the leaves that you can possibly find. Put them in a big pile in the middle of your garden. Pitch in a little bit of grass clippings into it, or just throw you a couple handfuls of straight nitrogen fertilizer into it, or triple 19. Do it in layers. You've got to have a little nitrogen in there to get it to start its heating process to get it to break down. But that's what I do. I'll pile me up a giant pile of leaves, big as a pickup truck, and compost them. And that turns into awesome compost for your garden. And another thing that potatoes love is wood chip compost. Call your local tree companies. Hey, come, I'll give you a spot to dump your wood chips. I'll take a load. Most of the time they will dump them for free. But yep, call your local tree companies. Tell them, hey, if you're in my area and need a place to dump your wood chips, dump them out over here. And also, if you're in the area and need a place to dump your chunks of wood one time, have them dump a load of wood and get piled up and burn it in your garden. And spread that ash out. Make sure it is not walnut. You do not want walnut wood. It's toxic. And if we had the old channel up still, I had a couple videos that went into depth on composting. But hey, guess what? YouTube deleted our channel. But yeah, that link that I posted here, I'm posting it again. The RC channel. Y'all go over and follow that channel. We are in the mix right now of digging a root cellar and a halfway underground greenhouse over there on that channel. So go over and follow that channel. Stay up to date. Watch how I do this. Plus, Fellow Excavator is completely awesome. Walnut wood is expensive. You get your hands on some of them walnut logs there, you can make you some money by taking them to the sawmill. Or call up a local bandsaw person that does bandsaw and have them come over and cut the wood into lumber and then sell it. There's really good money in walnut. But yeah, go there, follow that RC channel. That RC excavator weighs 400 pounds. 400 pounds. It's awesome. Well, that, folks, but I'll go in and create a playlist too on that channel of all the videos to where you can go there and just click on that playlist and let them play free. Saved playlists. New playlist. Videos. Visibility. Public. Create. Save the playlist. Public. Save the playlist. Public. Save to playlist. Save to playlist. Save to playlist. I need to see here. I got 6 videos. Videos. 1, 3, 6. Save to playlist. 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 Alright. 11. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Now, check this playlist out here. I'm going to copy a link to this. Share. Copy. Here is the link to the playlist over there on the YouTube on the RC channel. So go over and check that out. Put that playlist up and let it run. That would help that channel tremendously, folks. Go through and like all the videos. Go through and leave us a comment under all the videos. Please and thank you. Yeah, we're going to end this right now, Tony, too. I have got to go remove a shrub for one of my old neighbors down at the old place. But yeah, keep an eye on that channel, too, for upcoming content. We are going to be building a in-ground root cellar and a halfway in-ground greenhouse. And I really need to get that channel monetized and get them videos to take out to help finance the greenhouse and root cellar build. If you all want to help me, it would be greatly appreciated this link right here at Coffee Club. Go over there and get us some coffee. Go over there, become a member, and get access to our Discord. Here is the link to the Coffee Club. The membership is $5 a month. You get access to our Discord with almost 100 channels of text, talk, and chat. So much news, you can't read it all in one day. You get access to our roundtables that we are doing on Wednesdays and Saturdays for members only. You can come in on the Jitsu meeting at the roundtable. You don't have to talk, but you can come in, listen. There's a chat, just like you, Boob, here. You can chat. And if you want to talk, you can come in and chime in on stuff and ask questions. The people that do join absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. We have an awesome time over there. We're just like a big family chit-chatting about stuff. But yep, go there, use that link right there. Go over and help us finance this greenhouse build and the root cellar build. Go over and buy us a coffee. Buy us 10 coffees. This coffee club is the only thing right now that I have coming in. I can't work a regular 9-to-5 job because of my arthritis and my other joint problems that I've got. My big toe joint on my left foot is literally, the bone is disintegrating. I went out and weed eated yesterday. My knee swelled up. My right knee swelled up double last night. Both of my ankles are still swollen. It's so bad, but I sleep about an hour to 2 hours at a time. It takes me about 12 hours to get about 5 or 6 hours of sleep. I'm unable to work a 9-to-5 job because of this. My foot and ankle doctor that I go to, when I first saw him, he came in the room. He hadn't looked at my x-rays yet, but he came in the room, pulled up my x-rays on his tablet, and he gasped. He said, I have never seen somebody your age, 31 years old now, with their ankles and toe joints and stuff look like this. He said, your joints look like they're 80 to 90 years old. He said, we're going to have to do ankle replacements on you here eventually. We're going to have to go in and probably put screws in your big toe to stabilize that joint. I wish he also done knees, because right now my right knee has fluid on it, something awful. I can't even straighten it all the way out. I could go about 70 to 75% straightness. That's it, because there's so much fluid on that knee. But yep, and YouTube, where they deleted my other channel, took it down, banned me. They've destroyed me. That was what was keeping me afloat. So, if you all can, go over there to that link, Coffee Club. Go over there and become a member. $5 a month. I'm going to post that link again. It helps me. It really does. We need about 50 to 75 more members so I can get by. Go down there, sign up, become a major for $5 a month. Get access to our Discord. get access to our roundtables. And help us be able to keep on doing this, because I don't know what I'm going to do if we don't get some more members. Now, we had 400 members over on the old YouTube. I know people love to do the YouTube membership. It's just easy. Become a member, you get your name colored, you get some perks on the channel and this and that. But we can't even get a membership set up on YouTube until we hit 4,000 hours of watch time on this channel and 1,000 subscribers. We make a few pennies a day over on Rumble. That's it. But I really need your all's help. Really, really, truly do. Help a fellow prepper out here, guys. With that, make sure you go over here, follow the RC channel. I'm going to share this channel again. This is the RC channel. Go over and check that out. Subscribe to it. Go through and watch all of our videos. That little thing's cool. I recently broke the swing motor in it. And if you go to the shorts on that channel, you can see me making the new swing arm, the swing motor reduction planetary shafts. I had to make 2 of them. You can also see me making some bushings for my stump grinder back tire. And I've also made a shaft for my little mini sawmill that I'm in the works of building too. That will be on the channel. It's a little sawmill to make model lumber with. And I'm going to start trying to fix me up a little web page or something and sell model sawmill lumber for like G-scale, H-scale models. There's a lot of people that's into building model houses and model stuff for their train yards and stuff like that. So I'm going to get into doing that too, that little mini sawmill. It's got a, let's see here, let me get this blade here. It's going to have a 4.5-inch saw blade on it. It's like a frick mill. One of them old sawmills that's got the big, huge round blades on them. Oh, frick mill, slash mill, or whatever they call them. So we're in the works of making that too. So that's going to be kind of cool for the channel. And that video will be on that RC channel too. There's a few of, let me show you here. I'm going to post this link to this video of this little scale model sawmill. This is what I'm building. Very similar to this. Copy. Check this out. I'm going to post a link to it. I can help you with the roof. I used to work in the roof truss industry. I know how to design and build roof trusses. So, over on Discord, when you join, shoot me a DM. And I can help draw up some plans for you to build your roof, bub. I'll help you out. But that video that I just posted in chat there is similar to the little sawmill that I'm building. It's going to be pretty neat. I've got to build the log bunk clamps and stuff. I'm not for sure how I'm going to do that just yet. I may have to figure out how to make a mold and pour me a casting. But there's going to be a lot of technical issues there with that to make them log bunk clamps. Now I'm using an angle grinder for my motor, and I've got a variable speed switch to where I can turn up the speed and turn down the speed of that angle grinder that I'm going to use for the motor. But anyway, folks, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to end the Rumble stream and end the YouTube stream. We will come back over here on Rumble. So go over here to my Rumble account for the people that's over here on YouTube. Follow us on Rumble. We are live over there 24/7 with news. So I'm going to post a couple links to Rumble. So go ahead and be migrating over to the Rumble page. I'm going to end the Rumble stream and I'm going to end the YouTube stream, and we're going to come back on Rumble. And then I have to run and do some stuff. See you, bye. Thank you for being here today also. We'll see you tomorrow.